Hello, I'm Gino. Welcome to Dazzle TV. It's 6 a.m. in the morning, and this will probably be my last walk here at Camellia for a while because we're heading back to Iloilo City for more treatments. It's that time again. We're going to be heading back to Iloilo City. I had to go back to the house because it's light rain. Just a sprinkle of rain here, but got the umbrella, so I'm going to continue my walk this morning. This morning I wanted to talk about a little bit about the difference between living in the province here, like the province of Aklan, compared to living in a city like Iloilo City. Big difference, actually. It's like now that we've been doing it for a couple of months now, I have noticed the big differences. Like if you live here in the Philippines and you decide the city life is more your pace, because the city does provide a lot more than here in the provinces. Like if you say you pick Manila, you pick Cebu, Dumaguete City, Angeles City, those are the popular destinations here as far as retiring in the Philippines. And what I've noticed is for single guys, that would definitely be the choice. If I was looking back, if I was single, and if I was really looking for a partner here in the Philippines, that would be a good choice because you would have better chances meeting a Filipina in the city. There's just more people, more nightlife. I mean, here in the province, like here in Aklan, we really don't have any nightlife here, not much. Like even in Kalibo, you might have a couple of food parks where you could hang out at night, but it's mostly like guys drinking at those food parks. And it's hard to meet, if you're an expat, it's hard to meet Filipinas there because it's mostly Filipinos frequenting those areas. Unlike in the big cities, like if you go to Manila, Cebu, Dumaguete City, and Angeles City, there's a lot of expats. The bars that you can hang out at are mostly expats. You got expat bars. Like I know in Angeles City, most of the bars, they're frequented by expats, Koreans, Filipinos. Like in Angeles City, that the locals there or people that even visit Angeles City, they don't really like going to the bars on Fields Avenue. It's mostly expats that frequent the bars in Angeles City on Fields Avenue. And then a lot of times, like in the cities, like for us retired veterans or just veterans in general, there's a lot of groups in Angeles City. I know in Cavite, in Subic, they have retired activities offices. So there's a lot of military vets that live around that area, so that they get together all the time. Even like in Manila, I belong to a Facebook group. There's Filipino Americans that are retired from the military, and I see them often. They get together because there's a group of them. There's really a lot of them in that area. They even have VFW, Veteran of Foreign Wars, a building in Angeles City, really nice. Got a restaurant, got a big bar area where all the vets in Angeles City or the surrounding area, they just go there and hang out. So if that's something you're looking for, you know, that way you still have a camaraderie with expats. That's one thing nice when you live in a city. You're gonna see groups like that. You're gonna see, they even have like a motorcycle club of vets, and they ride around in Luzon. I know they rode around Mindanao the last time they posted pictures. So you won't get bored. You know, there's gonna be groups if you're single, you know, or even if you're married but you just wanted to hang out with guys. You know, there's gonna be groups like that when you live in the city. Here in the province, there are vets here, but there's just not many of us. Even in Kalibo, I know very few since I've been here. You know, in Boracay, hardly met any vets in Boracay. So that's the one thing, you know, it's like when you're considering where to move here in the Philippines. Because that is important for some, because like in my previous videos I mentioned, there's a lot of people, the expats that come here, and they get bored easily because they can't find people that they can hang out with, you know. So it's good when you can hang out with people that have the same interests. But if you're gonna live in the city, you're also gonna deal with things that you don't have to worry so much here in the province, like traffic, or even just the plain driving in the city. You know, it's a challenge to drive in the cities in the Philippines, because not the same in the province where there's not many cars. In the city, drivers are really aggressive, especially like the taxis, the jeepneys. You really have to be careful around them. And also there's things that you don't have to worry here so much, like your security. You know, it's like if I'm walking in Manila, if I'm walking at the mall in Manila, anywhere, or even in you know, Angeles City, I always have to make sure my wallet is safe. I don't put it in my back pocket. I usually put it on my front pocket. I got my hand on my wallet, because there's a lot of pickpockets, you know, a lot of scams. You know, there's a lot of people that will approach you, and then what you need to do when people approach you, just ignore them. Just tell them, oh, sorry, I'm not interested, and move on, because there's always going to be people approaching you with different type of scams, you know. So that's why people in the city, they're a lot less friendly, because they're always careful of scams, you know. Whereas here in the province, you know, people are friendlier, you know, not many scams that I've heard of or that I've seen in my 12 years here living in Aklan. It's just people are just simple here. And again, a lot less people. You know, the whole Aklan province has less than 500,000 people. Everybody here in Aklan, once they graduate college, majority of the people go into the cities to go find work, because there's not much work here in Aklan province except for Boracay. And of course, when you live in the city here in the Philippines, everything just costs more. Food costs more, groceries, produce, you name it. Everything just costs more. So almost double sometimes of what it costs in the province. So if you're retiring on a budget, you know, definitely you would have to consider that. What I've noticed is a lot of people that retire in the province usually are the ones that have partners already, have met their girlfriend or have a spouse already. Those are common that you see that move here in the province. The people that are still looking, you know, most of the time they head to the cities. That's why there's pros and cons to both, you know, living in the city and living in the province. It's just a personal choice. And what you'll see more, the type of women that live in the cities, most of them are more independent. You know, most of the women that live in the cities that are single, most of them will have an apartment or a boarding house where they live, and they live pretty independent lives. You know, they work, you know, they work at the call centers. And that's what, from what I've noticed, is the women that live in the city here in the Philippines, they're just more independent, you know, whereas the women that live in the province, when they are single, most of the time they still live with their parents until they get married. They just stay at home with their parents, you know, because again, there's not a lot of employment here in the province. Jobs are not as plentiful as in the cities. That's why a lot of Filipinas, you know, when they graduate college here in our province of Aklan, they all head out to the cities. Just like our classmates, you know, that Dazzle and I went to school with, you know, majority of them left Aklan. Majority of them work in Iloilo, work in Manila, work in Cebu, because there's just not jobs here in Aklan province, unless they are willing to work in Boracay. And we have a few classmates that are working in Boracay. The difference is the pay, you know, because the pay here in the province, in Manila, you're at least getting 500 pesos a day or more, you know, that's the minimum. You know, that's about $9 a day. Here in the province, the minimum here, I think, can go as low as 250 pesos or 300 pesos. So you can see the difference. It's almost double what you would earn. But then again, you have more expenses in the city, you know, like boarding houses, apartments in the city are a lot more than here in the province. So, but a lot of them head to the cities because better opportunities, you know, it's like a chance of at least moving up and improving your job over time. A lot of times what I've seen, like in Boracay Island, the people that work there, the hotels, you can work there for years. You can work there for like 5 years and hardly get promoted. And worse is sometimes they just get replaced by new grads because the employers just want that cheap labor, which is a shame because they're, you know, they don't value the loyalty of the employee. So really it's just your own preference whether you want to live in the city here in the Philippines or the province here in the Philippines. Both has its benefits, I think. You know, it's like I've experienced both, so it's like I could live in both areas, but for me the province life is what I prefer because it's a simpler life here in the province. It's quiet, nothing ever happens. People here in the province, they're kind of really laid back. Nobody's really in a hurry or in a rush. When I'm in the visiting cities here in the Philippines, what I notice is it's just hectic. You know, people are walking fast, driving fast. It's like everybody's in a rush to do things, and once you're retired, you really don't want that pace of life. You know, once you're retired, you just kind of want to chill all the time. You know, take your time on everything that you're doing because, you know, what's the rush? Thank you for watching.
We'll see you in our next video.